Foothill is a graduate student-run journal that's based here at CGU. We only publish graduate students from around the world, which is very exciting. We are, as far as we know, the only journal that does that.
And I think the idea was not only are we here at like Foothill Boulevard, right, but also because the journal was kind of envisioned as a way to give graduate students that stepping stone to try to reach that next level.
What's really special about it is some of the poets that we've published early on have gone on to really have a place in the contemporary poetry landscape.
We're always really excited when we get someone who's not in an MFA program, who isn't an English student, who really has a very unique perspective and still needs words, the liquid words of poetry, right, that can be framed in various ways to address what they need to say.
As a graduate university, there are many MA students who are only 2 years, right? So they come in, we get them their second semester, and then they're with us for a year. So we are always looking for new voices and new members.
We've got a ton of English folks, of course, but we've got a lot of philosophy and history, and so we're always trying to reach outside of the English department, right, to get a multiplicity of voices.
We often meet on Fridays. It's a little bit in the evening.
Our meetings are a mixture of kind of ragtag and sophistication in tone, probably.
Essentially what you get to do is meet with your friends on a Friday night, have a beer, and talk about poetry, which to me sounds like what I would be doing anyway.
We show up with some snacks, with some drinks, and for a few hours kind of hash through the packet and see if there's anything of merit and get into some friendly arguments along the way. And that's really how we usually spend our time at Foothill.
We get a packet of about 20 poems, sometimes 30, and we grade them on a scale from 1 to 4.
We come to that consensus with a lot of cajoling and trying to kind of win somebody over to your perspective. So we have sometimes some very passionate pleas for certain entries. So that can be very frustrating and very exciting. But at the end of the meeting, we're all still friendly about it, even if we disagree.
My favorite kinds of poems that we read are poems that are all over the spectrum. Somebody's given it a 1, somebody's given it a 4. There are a couple 2s, a couple 3s here and there. And through a conversation, which sometimes lasts more than half an hour, we are able to pull apart a poem in a way that really illuminates it for us and completely, in some cases, changes our mind about it. And those are the moments that I really think are my favorite about Foothill and are just so meaningful. And at the end of that Friday night meeting, you leave and you feel like you're walking on cloud 9.
One of the biggest supports that we get from CGU is our association with the Tufts program, because we're able to combine with that program to put on some really amazing events. Our poets get to rub shoulders with some more adept, published, established poets.
The way that we use language and the power that exists in words is important no matter what you're saying and no matter what you're thinking about. Poetry reminds us how powerful those words can be. It reminds us how dangerous those words can be.
I think poetry, if it's good poetry, is true. And I think especially probably right now, what is true is being called into question in so many ways for so many different types of people. And so I think poetry is a really good way of not only remembering, but maybe discovering what's true.
We are available at Foothill at cgu.edu. You can also find us at cgu.edu/Foothill. That is where we live online. Submission guidelines and past issues, and you can actually listen to some of the poets read as well.